Okay, they leave hang up there. This guy is standing, you don't say much for here. You want to replay there. What's up?
Dear fans, as I promised you earlier, that we'll be on the ground. This is where the event is taking place today. As you can see, many of our people are gathering together here today.
Is it clear?
We are here.
Hello? Can you hear me? All right. Hello? Okay. I think we're good. I think there's no echo too much. Is it coming out very clear? Is there feedback? Alright, looks like it's good. You adjusted it? Okay, then seems like it's good. Alright, we can use this. We can also use the
This one is working also.
okay, good. I think we're ready then. Okay, for those who don't have the do not have the schedule of the event, you don't have too many of them left, but you do have any, make it available to any other person so you know exactly what we're here to do. Right. If you don't have the rally do's and don'ts, please get one. Familiarize yourself with those. We have the do's and don'ts for the rally. If you don't have any, please come and get one. Onyendu is on his way. And like we said, we want order here. We are here to respect our heroes and heroesses. We should be gathering here. Good, I think. It's a bright day. It's a nice day. There is not too much sun on us. And I will encourage you to advance here so we can assemble ourselves and wait for Onyendu's arrival. It's a great day for us, Biafrans, and IPOB under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu. We have seen a lot. We have experienced a lot. We're not giving enough.
This is the beginning of the
We
program.
will be victorious.
As we promised you earlier,
We must remember our heroes and heroesses because we are dedicated to get our
be
nation.
on the ground to report.
We're not committing
how
any
the
crime.
event is
The
going.
murder names
The event
people
is
may
about
attribute to
start
us.
now. Whose
We
voice
know
you're
we're
hearing
doing
now
the
is
right thing.
National Coordinator of the Indigenous People
Under
of
the leadership
Biafra,
of Nnamdi
United
Kanu,
States of America, Dr. Okoro.
who
is the one
and shall be
addressing the
victorious.
So we are expecting
So thank
the
you
arrival of
because you
our
came from afar.
as in Ghana. So we'd like every one of you to join us, invite all your
You
friends.
came from afar and you are here
So
for
many
one
people, all the
purpose.
four corners of this United
The
States
restoration of our
America,
nation.
everybody's represented here. My
We
name
don't
is
have to
David
repeat
Ezekwesili.
things
I'm
that
from
we have
Udo.
already given to you.
I'm reporting
If you
on
have
behalf of
the
Family
event
Writers
schedule,
Media Group USA.
look at it.
So you'll be with us today.
And
Even in the evening, we'll have another
once we
event.
commence,
We'll be live. We'll
make
bring
sure
it to
you're
you
familiar
live.
with the do's and
And
don'ts.
we'll have one-on-one talk with
And
our
we
screen
execute
leader.
them as
I will
requested.
let you know when that will
Everything that we do here is by
happen. So
request
just tune in
and also by requirement.
for the event. Okay.
We'll never tell you something that we have to force you to do. You will oblige to our requests, and we will not mislead you. Very important that you look at the rally do's and don'ts, because the rally do's and don'ts says we are here at Martin Luther King Jr. Historical Park, and it is a federal government property. We must respect the orders, the rules by which we are authorized to use this property. Because the country we live in is a law-abiding nation, and we are law-abiding people. When we get our country, we'll continue to be law-abiding. There's nothing short of that. Reason we are agitating and protesting for the injustice perpetrated by the zoo government in Nigeria is the right thing. The government is supposed to be for the people. In their constitution, they said it's for the people. We, the people. Unfortunately, it's not carried out. The we is very deceitful. It's very deceiving. It is really no we. It's them. And they want to force it down your throat. We would never allow such. Our freedom is given to us by Chukwu Abiyama, God. And everything we do has been to tolerate the injustice that has been dished to us for several years. It did not start 10 years ago. It started before the creation of the zoo, a contraption that was put together for economic benefits to Britain. It was a territory that documented that the people living in that territory were independent and separate. And there will be no way for them to work together. They cannot work together. They're like water and oil. They said this, we didn't say. We know we are not together. Biafra has existed, and the other group existed, and we're aware of the fact that we existed independently of them. We're running our affairs, but for greed, the Catholic mission allowed for the colonization of other people they categorize as other races. But we are human beings created by God. We are not animals. We are not bred and then slaughtered. Today as I'm talking to you, that's what's happening. The Nigerian government, the zoo, kills anyone in our area that God gave us, Biafra land, about 12 every day, just to be safe in the number. We have the population. There are nations that are less than 1 million. We have the mass, the population of no less than 30 million. In 1966 and thereabout, our population was 14 million when they savagely attacked us. Prior to that, they stabbed us. They confiscated all our money, rightly earned, put in their banking system with trust. But then, all they want is to eliminate us. Actually, to guarantee we will be eliminated, they started manipulating the census. There has not been any census that was not manipulated, and Britain in particular colonized that nation, and by so doing, for their business interests, recognize that we are great people. They said the great Igbo people, of which we are. Our weakness is to welcome anyone in our territory. They even stated that our religion was ancient. Therefore, we must embrace theirs. When we welcome people in our homes, we present to them goodwill. And we mistakenly presented that to Britain. And that's what we're suffering today. That you welcome somebody in a friendly manner doesn't in any way allow your guest to take over and begin to present to you things you never imagined at all. Very, very destructive. They took our territories. They killed and advised us to kill our twins. They kept their own twins. They said they have kingdom and they like to keep law and order in theirs. But they disallowed us to do likewise. Even when we worked with them to embrace their method of education, we had ours. They destroyed ours. Asked us to learn their languages. Even gave us some of their names, of which we mistakenly accepted. But going forward, all this will be corrected. We are very tolerant people. We are very understanding. We are very brilliant. We are city builders, and that's what they hate us for. We are not being handled the way we're being handled because we are a very lazy group of people. No, the opposite is the case. We built anything you would consider worthy in the cities, in the vicinity of that contraption. We were very effective in their military. But for them to take over our territory, they slaughtered all our trained military personnel serving under the contraption called Nigeria. This manner of treatment to us will be continuing if we don't do anything, because we know liberty is granted to us by God. We will never give up. Never indeed in our lifetime. We would get our nation. We will prove to the entire world that we are qualified and worthy of being a sovereign nation like any. But we will be very progressive when we work and trade with other nations that respect life. Nations that will have freedom. Nations that want to cooperate. Nations that embrace God's rules. Thou shalt not kill other people, because other people are worthy to exist. Not in the understanding of the Fulanese, who currently have 100% control of the entire operation in the contraption called the zoo. they have now recruited someone that's not even a zoo person, Nigerian, to be running affairs of the country. An imposter. We cannot accept that. This imposter we know, he is from Sudan. His name is Jubril. And he is an imposter because he's acting to confuse the citizens of the zoo to believe that Buhari, who was the one that took over as president, but died. We know when he died. We know where he died. We know where he's buried. So this lie must stop. This lie must be exposed. This lie does no good to the nations and the citizens of the zoo called Nigeria. You can imagine if in this country, the great United States, an impostor is brought from, say, Germany, that looks like your current president, and is trained to mimic the way he talks, and then he becomes your president. Is never going to be allowed. Never. You will never even give him a chance for 1 second if he's not a citizen of the United States. Therefore, we Biafrans cannot be held under siege, and the world would not say anything, because God blessed our territory by giving us the mineral, the oil. Is that a crime for God to give you things in your land? In this country, a person that buys a property and there's oil in his property is allowed to operate and get what it is in agreement with the government in the territory where his property is. It becomes his when he buys it. He was given to us is in our territory. This country, when there's an oil spill, it's so damaging to human and to living organisms. If it spills in the waterway, they will clean it up because the fishes will be killed, the birds will be killed. But in our part of the country, Biafra land, where most of the oil in the zoo come from, is not even humanly possible to exist there because the level of the pollution is gone to the point that people cannot even farm and people cannot even dwell there. There's a very high level of cancer created by the oil pollution. And the people who are drilling, uplifting this oil are the Western country companies, Shell, BP, and other such names as Chevron, and even Italian companies, but all practice the same thing. Pollution is a free hand gift. You can pollute as you want to because the people are worthless. So you then engage in killing them, and you provide the zoo, Nigeria, the money to buy arms and continue to kill us every day. This must stop. We are here to say enough is enough. We are here to remember those who have given the ultimate, those who were killed in protest. If you protest, they will come to your house and pick you up and kill you. Not only they're trying to subject you to accepting you do not have the right to exist. They have come up with other measures now, lucrative to them, where they arrest the younger ones and even the average aged people, and they're doing organ harvesting and have lined a lucrative business for them, and they sell these organs through other countries like India. So if you need a heart, all you have to do is go there and it's ready. Harvested from our people. Not only they're trying to subject us to not living like humans, they made sure the few airports through which we can get our own land area is being shut down. Recently they set up one of the airports on fire. They knew in their plan that they will eventually attack us. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has warned and continue to warn that they're coming. They're not coming for friendly relationship. They're coming to exterminate us. The only thing that's holding them for now is IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, Biafrans under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu. And we will continue. We're calling on all freedom lovers, Biafrans, the zoo members, call themselves Nigerians, to wake up to the fact that if eventually we arm ourselves, the first name we will get is terrorists. They're already prescribed to say we are terrorists. We've never killed anyone. We don't carry weapons. We do not even say or do things that are against human existence, such as poisoning the food, poisoning the water. They do those things. They will inject poison in animal that will not kill them, and then they slaughter the animal, and then through there they try to poison us. All these wrong approaches to eliminate people are being done in our territory. We cannot drive 10 miles without being stopped to check to see if they can extort more money from us. They're not looking for anything like guns, knives, or trying to get us to comply with what they may say is the rule. They have no rule. They do not follow their constitution. We were recently told, if you get education, it's meaningless, it's senseless. They tell those who are medical doctors to go and farm. They tell those who are doing other meaningful things to go and just sit and wait to be given something, meal, or anything of that nature. We're not such people, and we refuse to become beggars. We are not such people. We refuse to become dependent totally on these people. We are doing this Memorial Day remembrance. We call it remembrance and also celebration, but actually we are mourning our heroes respectfully. We will continue to do this, but we don't want to continue to do this forever. This is not what we have selected to be doing. When we get Biafra, we will do this like USA does this on Memorial Day. But we want to go home. We've come here, we've contributed. Most of us own properties, which is indicative of supporting the programs in USA. This is a country that has known us with our children to be contributors to the welfare of this country. As you watch us, you can tell we are very peaceful. We have all it takes to have our own nation. The world has to recognize we must have our own nation. And we are not saying, may we have our own nation. We're saying we must have our nation. So we're setting it up to announce to the world, this memorial will never stop being done year in and year out. A time will come. A time will come. A time will come. Some of you will come to say, oh, let's go to the table now for discussion. That's after you get us to get into a war. We understand the tricks. The tricks is you have United Nations. The leader of the United Nations is a Muslim. As far as we're concerned, we do not discriminate in religion, but if your religion is devilish, is there to destroy, like some of us know about the 9/11. The 9/11 was conducted by mostly people from Saudi Arabia. We know that. The world knows that. But Saudi Arabia remains a very good friend of the United States because of what? Their investment. When you go to address the errors, the crimes they're committing, they will say, we will pull out our investments. We are not equal to any amount of investment. We are human beings. There is no price on our lives that will be equal to your investment anywhere in the world. We are humans. You don't want to die. We don't want to die either. But God has given us the opportunity and this gift. You coming for us, we'll be coming for you. And when we do, we will not care if you come to have us negotiate and discuss. We're asking to start now to tell Nigeria to watch what they're doing, and this is not Christmas every day for them. When the war starts, because it could start, we're saying let's disallow that by reversing your methods of approaching us, your methods of killing us, your method of taking everything that belongs to us. We know the Fulanis are in our forests. They do not allow us to go to the farm. They rape our sisters. They kill our brothers. They kill our children. Even when we are riding in their vehicle, we are not safe. We cannot continue to live lower than zoo animals. At least in the zoo, one thing we know happens. The zoo has territory for the animals. The zoo has attendants to animals because the animals have to be separated from each other. In the zoo, somebody reminded us, we are very kind. We call it the zoo. It should be a jungle. You should look at the safari. You should look at the National Geographic presentations. You see what happens in Serengeti. Is kill or be killed. That's what's going on in the zoo. But actually, in the zoo, it's kill because we're not killing them. So it's worse than the jungle. We don't know any other way to describe that place. But time will come, you United Nations, you US, you Russia, you Britain, you will remember this day. This day is a day we're still giving you opportunity to tell your collaborators, your servants, these people you're meddling with, they are not so weak. They are so intelligent. They do not want to start spilling blood. We are not terrorists. Terrorists is like Boko Haram, ISIS, headsmen, Nyatiala. These are people who kill for the fun of killing. They kill for the fun of killing. Not only they kill, they take the bodies and they harvest organs. What level of crime is this? Recently we were told, if you know anything happening that's not right, there's something called human trafficking. We're not talking about human trafficking here, we're talking about brutal killing and harvesting organs. Therefore, we are resolute We are following Onyendu, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. May God continue to bless his soul. May God continue to guide him. He's proving to us by doing, not by talking to us, what he's very capable of doing. He has been put in jail. He has been put in jail more than once. His father, mother, and brothers and sisters home have been raised to ashes, including his dog. What life are we experiencing? We are human beings like any one of you that hears our voice. We are doing this in Atlanta, Georgia, in USA, and my name is Dr. Koro. I'm the IPOB National Coordinator. Just to remind you, this project is going to come to a conclusion where we are victorious. Write it down. This project will come to a conclusion where we will be victorious. Those of you who want to go get Biafra, we do not complain about you. Don't complain about us. We are encouraging you to join us. To start anything is very difficult, but you can find somebody who is doing something and you can join him to do it. Most of us work for different corporations. When we join them, we feature our skills. Some of us are pilots, some of us are engineers, some of us are doctors, I mean MD. Mine is PhD. We have all the necessary contributions and we are good citizens. We are good citizens by birth because in our household we teach our children to respect each other and respect their parents, and then when they go into the public, guess what? That's what they show. That's what they share with other people. That's what we do, and that's who we are. Law-abiding people. It's so irritating to be positioned with those who don't respect law. There's no law. You haven't been to the zoo, and if you've done business with the zoo, you find out nothing goes without being bribed. And after you bribe, meaning you give money to somebody for something you is your right to get, and then you don't even get what it is. And somebody says that's gratuity. That's not the same thing. Gratuity is you already been served. And because you served well, then you give a gift. You make the decision to give and you give what you want. The zoo has decided that bribe will be the part of their life and they tell you how much to give. When they ask you to give them some money, you may be even asking what is going on and they shoot you dead and nobody gets addressed. Right now, it's a free hand to the Fulanis. But God has given this. They can kill us and we can kill them and everybody can die. Everybody can die. Everybody can be killed. And we just giving this warning in the respect of our heroes and heroesses. We are remembering them. May their souls continue to fight on our behalf as they fought when they were alive in the human realm. May they continue to, because we remember them and will carry this war on. Right now we're only using truth, absolute truth, and the zoo is crumbling. We're just telling you what they do. They have a constitution they don't respect. They have what they call the enforcement agencies. They have all sorts of names for whatever they have. But nobody does anything to respect what they say, not what we say. What they say, they lie to themselves. One thing that is within human operation is that you can lie, and then believe you lie, and continue lying. But we will tell you the truth. You wake us up in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day. If we're deep asleep, we'll tell you exactly what we told you before. We don't have to think of what is it we said, because we say the truth. The truth is this: one day you will experience things that you may say are not what you want to be happening. There will be killing on both sides. We will definitely be victorious. Biafra is ours. Biafra is definitely ours. And when we form the government, it will be not like anyone that we have experienced. It will be equal or better than the ones that we believe are good governments. Therefore, brothers and sisters, thank you. Stay and keep it up and keep it on. We are here to get our nation. And when we get our nation, everyone will give us the same skill that we have for other nations. Thank you, and thank you. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Biafra is ours. Biafra is ours. All right. Biafrans, our leader is about to approach. At this point, in line with our program, remember why we're here is to respect our heroes and heroesses. We have our hierarchy officials. We have our continental rep. We have all our principal servants. And we have our leader, the ultimate leader that we today know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We call him our spirit leader. He is one who has helped us and helped the whole world to be experiencing what we're doing today. We are not cowards and we will be victorious. At this point, I'll ask you, everything we do is to request and then we require that we are silent for 2 minutes for those who pay the ultimate. Therefore, let us go ahead and do that. Everybody, quiet. Maybe the only noise we hear is the wind flapping the flags. There's nobody whispering, nobody talking for 2 minutes. That is not too much of asking. May Chuka be ever enable us to get that done. Thank you. Time starts. Chukwu Abiyama bless the souls of those who fought so we can live. May Chukwu Abiyama guide us that are living to take this battle to the end. May Chukwu Abiyama ever be with us and protect all our families everywhere in this world. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to lead us to be as progressive as we are. May Chukwu Abiyama make anyone we interact with to understand that we are very good people. May Chukwu Abiyama allow them to give us what we deserve. May our children understand why we are fighting on their behalf, more so we're fighting for us. May they pick up this battle and this project and take it further than we have brought it. May Biafra never be regarded as a nothing, but of a first class of nations in this earth. May we show the world what we have been given by Chukwu Abiyama, but we haven't been allowed to display it in our own nation. May our nation be a nation of building other nations and creating freedom more than US has done. May we have all our abilities to create a deterrent to those who like to kill people. And may Chukwu Abiyama be with Mazin Namdekano, Mazin Uchemefo, all the principal servants in the DOS, all the principal servants in all nations, all the principal servants in all the continents, and all the members, wherever they may be. May Chukwu Abiyama get all the glory and honor. And may we continue to worship Him and adore Him. All this we ask Chukwu Abiyama in His name. We have to know who is coming in our midst. This man is the one that is our leader. When he gets here, he will stand where I am. Why? Not because I stood here, but because they have shared in this area. And we don't want anybody behind him. We want to give him all the room so he can address us. And we gave you some pieces of papers. I know you may have read them, I assume. When you look at that letter, let us not deviate from what the plan is. If you're not one of us talking, we don't need you to talk to us now. We already have it in place, what we're going to be doing. Let everybody just watch what's going to be happening. I'm hearing people talking. We are begging for absolute quietness. I know some of us like to give instruction. You're not selected to do so, please. We respect you, and that you have to respect us. When Onyendo comes here, we want absolute silence. Nobody goes taking picture in the open, meaning coming to snap his picture because the area is better for you. No. The area that you are in is where you stay. And he will address us. Please. Know you this. This man is more than a person we can say president. He is our leader indeed. He is the spokesperson for all Biafrans. IPOB is being given the mantle to lead us to our freedom. And here is coming our leader, Ohamadike.
Nnamdi is another savior. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi is another savior. Holy, 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 holy. Nnamdi is another savior. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi is another savior. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi is another savior.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brothers and sisters, here is our spring leader, Ohamadike Nnamdi Kanu. You know his value to us. We've asked you to do certain things. Please oblige. Thank you.
That's all right. Yes, forever.
IPOB.
One family.
IPOB.
One family.
IPOB.
One family.
One family.
IPOB.
One family.
IPOB.
One family.
IPOB.
I thank each and every one of you for coming to this very historic venue today. Today is a very special day for we Biafrans all over the world. In Biafra land today, the order to sit at home was obeyed by our people. But before I go any further, I must tell everybody here that I brought my wife with me.
We love you forever.
And I also brought my little one with me. Who was born when I was in prison.
Wonderful.
On a day like this, in this very historic place, we must do the needful. We must do that which is right before man and before God in heaven.
Yes. Forever.
For that very reason, we must pray.
Yes. Yes.
Because we are at the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. A man of conviction, a man of character, a man of destiny. And as the destiny of the black populations, we are changed in this country. On this very day we proclaim, so shall the destiny of Biafra be changed forever and ever.
Mwachineke. So shall it be.
I get better Chineke. Yes. This morning around 1 a.m. because we have not been able to sleep, I did a broadcast to our people back home to energize them, to enthuse them, to prepare them for this very holy day. And I started that by saying that Biafra is not an Igbo affair.
Never.
Biafra encompasses all the distinct nationalities in the eastern part of that damnable zoological republic, created without our consent, created without our input, and on this very day we reaffirm that that very bond of slavery, that very bond of oppression has been broken forever and ever.
So shall it be.
Some people think we are joking, but we are not.
Never.
Some people think our resolve can be weakened, but they are mistaken.
Yes.
Because this very mission to restore Biafra is unstoppable.
Yes.
The same way that the freedom in this very country for black African people was made possible. So shall our proclamation this very day make it possible for Biafra to be restored. Where is the east? Where is the sun? Because we must face the east to pray. We are children of the rising sun. In Biafra land will light come into Africa. In Biafra land will the impossible become possible. That is why our enemies have conspired with the forces of darkness to hold us down against our will. That is why they are gathering all over the world to try to subjugate that which is right. That is why they are doing all they can to repress this very irrepressible movement. That is why, by the grace of Elohim, they can never ever succeed in all their undertaking. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, onye kere eluigwe n'ụwa, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị, n'ihi na anyị ga-ekpere gị ekpere n'olu asụsụ eluigwe ka ndị dị ndụ ma ndị nwụrụ anwụ wee nụ ya, n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-efe. Chineke nna nke usu niile nke ndị agha, n'obodo agbọrọ ụmụ gị wee bata n'abụghị uche obi ha, ka ha wee wuru ọdịbo wee nye mba ọzọ, iwe site na amara gị na ebere ha wee kpọlite ha. Otu aka aka anyị si wee na-echeta ndị lara azụ n'ụbọchị nke taa, ndị lụrụ anya ọgụ wee daa, ndị kwafuru ọbara ha ka anyị onwe anyị wee dị ndụ n'ala nke ndị dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị Chineke nna nke ebube dị nsọ, Chineke nna nke Biafra, Chineke nna nke IPOB, ka ịma mma gị wee zuo oke n'ime ndụ anyị, ka ị wee nara mkpụrụ obi ha n'udo, bụ ka ha rabụ ndị dara ka anyị wee dị ndụ, ka ịhụnanya gị wee mụbaa n'ime anyị n'otu n'otu, ka ị wee gọzie anyị na anyị si wee gbakọọ n'ebe a, ka ịhụnanya gị wee pụta ihe, ka otuto na nsọpụrụ wee dịrị gị, onye na-eme mma, onye ọ bụ naanị a ga-enye anyị Biafra site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka anyị na-arịọ gị. Ise. I thank all of you for being here today.
Thank you, Darren. Good.
There are those who couldn't come, we understand that. But those of you that took time off work, that got up from your sick beds, that cancelled every engagement today to be here, to remember the souls of our dear departed, those that fought and died for us. We shall honor them, not just today, but as long as there is any child born of Biafra heritage anywhere in the world, we must remember those that fought and died for us. Yes. For this very singular reason is why IPOB is unstoppable, because we know what is right and we do it consistently well. We are not ever going to retreat. We will not surrender nor abdicate our responsibility to those of them that fought and died for us. There are those who worry about the possibility of our restoration effort. There are those who conspire with the enemies to try to take this very movement down. But we assure them on this very day that the same way there was 100% compliance back in the Holy Land of Biafra, so shall the restoration of Biafra be assured. There are things that we do not know, things that I'm not at liberty to say in public. But I want to give you one assurance, and that assurance is this: that Biafra will be restored in our time.
Yes.
Those who died for us, we remember. Those who sacrificed themselves for that we may live, we remember. Those that fell not through any fault of theirs, we remember. Those who are incarcerated in the detention centers, in the zoo, we remember them. We honor those that fell at Mpo. We remember those that fell at Aba. We remember those that fell at Asaba. Those that they killed in Onisha. Those of them that died in Enugu. Those that they slaughtered in Owerri. All of them we shall honor. And for their sake, Biafra will be restored. That is why we will not stop. The enemies underestimate our resolve. They do not know how determined we are. But here in the United States of America, are we making this proclamation that Biafra is here, that IPOB is present, and Chukwokika Biama must hear our prayers. Our hands are clean.
Yes.
Our conscience very clear.
Yes.
We have not done anything to anybody.
Yes.
We are not seeking for something that doesn't belong to us.
Yes.
The land of Biafra is our own.
Yes.
We have not ceded it to anybody.
Yes.
Fulanization and Islamization has no place in Biafra land.
Forever.
326 years ago, the same army of Islam came to the land of Biafra. They tried to come into the land preserved for the children of the Most High. Chukwokika Biama destroyed them.
Yes.
And as it happened 300 years ago, so shall it happen in 2019. So shall it happen in 2020. So shall it happen in 2021. And so shall it be forever and ever. Some of us do not know what is happening back home right now and what we are being forced to endure. The same things I've been preaching to you and telling you for over 6 years is coming to fruition. There is nothing that I say that will not come to pass. The whole world can bear us witness.
Yes.
Even the Yorubas now understand it.
Yes.
Those who were once against IPOB,
They must.
they now understand it. They are beginning to confess. They are beginning to say that that very thing that IPOB saw and have been talking about is now happening before their very eyes.
It's true. Truth. Onere. Always.
N'ihi na ọwa na-agwọ eluigwe zie anyị ozi anyị zie ndị dị ndụ. That is why we are under divine instruction to speak the truth always.
Always.
Ndị okwu asị ga na-asị asị, ndị mgbụgba ga na-agba.
Yes.
Kama na eziokwu Chineke ga-adịrịrị.
Forever. Forever.
And because of that very truth, that is why IPOB is here in the USA, gathered here today to pay respect to those of them that died for us.
Yes.
The same way that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. fought and died, that African Americans may have a better life.
Yes.
And because we are here, we also remember him and all those that have fought and stood for freedom. The same way that this same IPOB is standing here today to proclaim that the freedom we seek that the freedom we yearn for, that the freedom that we deserve, the freedom that we merit must come in our time. That our children may know, that their children may know that this very noble family, this same IPOB that fought against every odd to make sure that Biafra is restored, is seen to the glory of Chukwu Abiyama in our lives forever and ever. Anya anaghị ezu oshi, anya anaghị agba ama, anya anaghị agara ndị Fulani ozi, anya anaghị eme anụtakara ndị iro.
Never.
The world must oblige me because I grew up in the village. The reason why sometimes when I preach this very gospel, I delve into the sacred language of heaven. Because if you go to heaven right now, even the angels are speaking Igbo.
Yes, yes. Ezioku Bundu, one of Biafra.
Because we are ancient people.
Yes.
The very first to inhabit this very earth. It is our language that heaven understands. That is why we preach in it. That is why you cannot lie with it.
Yes.
That is why Biafra will be restored upon it. There are those of them in some parts of the United States of America that still harbor some doubt because they don't understand the divine message behind what IPOB is doing.
Yes.
And until you are in it, under the sacred oath, you will never ever comprehend it nor understand it.
Yes. That's right. It's Yokubundo.
There was a time when they said our people were ungovernable. There was a time when they said we cannot speak with one voice. There was a time when they said Biafra is impossible to attain. But today, only on one command, everything in Biafra land came to a standstill.
It's Yokubundo, one of Biafra.
And we did not bribe anybody. We did not compel anybody.
Our Savior.
Because the truth was preached.
Always.
And this trust was established. The trust that made all of you to leave your homes to come here today, that very trust shall endure
forever.
And as I always say, I make this proclamation before you, which I have done countless times, that I will not let you down.
God bless you.
Machineke. Ezioku one of Biafra land.
We will never let you down.
We will continue to sacrifice everything sacrificable. It doesn't matter what it is. You see, if it stands in the way of Biafra restoration, I will sacrifice it.
Yes, sir.
They came to kill me. They did not succeed because they will never succeed.
Never, never.
Because Chukwu Abiyama sent me on an errand and I must complete it.
Amen.
That errand is very simple.
Amen.
To restore Biafra for the living. That his name may be worshipped in the land of Biafra.
Yes.
Not just today, not just tomorrow. Not next week and not next month. Not just next year. But that the name of Elohim will be worshipped in the land of Biafra.
Forever.
From generation to generation.
Forever.
From family to family.
Forever.
From child to child. From blood to blood. Forever and ever.
Gotta go.
Dear way, Sudan.
You will live long.
You will lead us.
And when the other people were afraid to speak the truth, this same IPOB, this same Radio Biafra, this same children of Biafra spoke the truth and told the world that Aminu Jubril al-Sudani is not a Nigerian and can never be. That Buhari is dead. We said it. Most of you did not believe us.
We believe you now.
Not now. Huh?
You said it before. You said it before. Not now. Opposite of before is now. Is that not true? It's true.
Everything I say is the truth.
Yes.
I will always vindicate me.
Amen. Amen.
We are not afraid of speaking the truth. No. Yes. Regardless of the consequences.
Yes.
When I said it, that they will come into our land to enslave us, some of you did not believe me. When I said they will kill us, abduct our daughters and rape our mothers, most of you did not believe me.
Yes.
But is it happening today?
Yes.
I also told this very noble family that as long as you serve the zoo, you will come back in disgrace.
Yes. Yes. You have been saying it forever.
And today is the something not happening to Korabosa. There are those that derive joy in serving Fulani.
Yes.
There are those that derive joy in fighting IPOB.
Yes.
That is fighting to liberate them.
Yes.
But there is one thing that is certain. Not only will they fail, not only will they come back in disgrace, they will also be rejected by the land of Biafra.
Yes. Forever and ever.
We are in the United States of America. Yes. I have not come alone. As I said, my wife is here. We are in the United States of America. If you have any question, if you have any doubt, if you have anything bothering you, I am here. You will ask me and I will answer you.
Yes. You are the spirit
no question.
in human flesh.
Yes.
Spirit in human flesh, that's what you are.
We believe in no question.
The only thing that they have against me is that I am unbribable. They cannot buy my conscience. They cannot buy me. There is nothing they will do to me. Not today, not tomorrow. That will make me to abandon Biafra.
He says forever.
We trust you. When we started to remember our heroes that have passed on, they said we are wasting our time, that we will never succeed, it will never catch on. But they keep forgetting one simple thing, that the foundations of IPOB was anchored on the promise of Chukwukika Biama.
Yes.
That this very noble family, this very great movement was not instigated nor started by any human being. It is the handiwork of Chukwukika Biama. And that is why we remain indestructible. That is why we remain indivisible. That is why nobody, no matter who you are, can dent our resolve and our determination to restore Biafra in this life.
Forever and ever.
Man from the heavens.
Careless man.
Man from the heavens.
Okay, Zibazu. Will you be no? Dave Umahi. Ifeanyi Ugwanyi.
Sabo, Onyakpedi Ozu. Onyakpedi Ozus.
These are the people that the Fulanese gave to you to rule over you.
Oh my God.
They started it with Ohaneze in 1976.
You'll never be well with them.
Every leader you have had until the coming of IPOB, anybody who's ever stood up to proclaim the defense of our people, we are planted there by the Fulani North. But you wouldn't know. That is why when they close down Iguacha Seaport, they will not speak. That is why when they close Enugu Airport, you don't hear anybody saying anything.
Yes.
That is why Calabar Seaport is not functioning. That is why Warri Seaport is not opened. That is why we are being forced to travel abroad. That is why no industries are opened in our land. Because they have an agenda, they have a plan, they want to depopulate our land, they want to demoralize us, they want to decimate us, they want to render us hopeless and useless.
God forbid. Alo. Abomination forever.
But IPOB said no. Chukwokika Biama that set up IPOB said no. And that is why we must remain resolute and determined. That is why we must not falter.
Yes.
Doubt nor allow our resolve to be undermined.
Yes.
We must remain resolute.
Yes.
We must remain determined.
Yes. You say.
Because one thing is certain. As night follows day, so shall Biafra be restored.
Yes.
Therefore I say unto all of you gathered here today, that the forces fighting IPOB is many. Those that want us to fail are more powerful than we are. They are more resourceful than we are. They have more money than we do. And they are determined to keep us as their slaves. But it will never happen. Those chains of bondage and of slavery has been broken by IPOB.
Forever and ever. Forever. Zoku Bundo. Truth is life.
Biafra will come. And that is why the events happening here today in Atlanta, Georgia, United States of America, we will all sit back home to talk about it.
Yes.
Amen.
We will all sit in the land of Biafra to talk about days like this. Yes. We shall sit in the land of Biafra to tell our children what we passed through.
Yes.
It's painful, man.
Because the doubting Thomases will come.
Always.
You know, for the name hand, there was a 3 hand balocharo.
Yeah. I get separated for very soon.
They will never stop fighting us. And as long as we remain determined and focused, there is no way they will ever succeed.
Never.
If you stop now agitating for Biafra,
no stopping up.
Those you left back home will die.
Yes. Truth.
I know you have not come with your pen and paper because I'm not on air.
We do.
I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. If you stop what you're doing, our people will die.
Yes. Ezoku Carbon.
Because when it starts happening, I will tell you on the 30th of May 2019 at Martin Luther King Jr. Center in Atlanta, I told you so.
Yes.
Spirit in human
If you
flesh.
stop now, your children will never go home.
God forbid.
If you stop now, the effort and the sacrifice of our dead will be in vain. For their sake, we will restore Biafra.
Yes.
For their sake, Biafra will stand in Africa. For the sake of the dead, we will build a civilization to surpass every other civilization in Africa. And that is what our enemies are afraid of.
Yes.
Especially the British.
Because they don't want a black man to do that thing that is the exclusive preserve of the white man.
Yes.
But we are not afraid of competition, are we?
Never, never.
No.
We are not seeking for Biafra that we may lord it over anybody else.
Never.
We are not seeking for Biafra to enslave any other person.
Never.
We are not looking for Biafra
Never.
for the sake of it. We are looking for Biafra because it is the promise of God himself in heaven.
Ezioku Bundo. Truth is life. Ezioku Bundo.
Nobody conquered us until the British came.
Yes, Ezioku.
And it is not that the British conquered Biafra.
Never.
Chukwu Okike Abiyama wanted to teach us a lesson that we may return to him
Yes.
in truth and in every honesty.
Yes.
That his will may be done upon our lives.
Ezioku Bundo.
We failed in 1970 because that very foundation of divinity was missing.
Yes.
That's all.
Right.
And Elohim said, I will take you up to the mountain. I will show you that very precious land of Biafra. Through our leader that we remember today. The very people's general himself. That wherever, because we are certain that he is in heaven.
Yes. Ezioku.
On the right hand side of God himself.
Yes. Nakania.
Some of you don't know what he did. But we know. And we will always honor him.
Always. Forever.
Always.
Forever.
Always.
As they say, what we do in life echo in history.
Yes.
What Ojukwu has accomplished in life will be remembered forever and ever.
Ezioku Bundo.
I say unto all of you today, you will go back to your various states, to your various cities, to your various towns. You will tell them that IPOB has come to stay. That IPOB, by the grace of God in heaven, will restore Biafra. That this same IPOB, persecuted and maligned, castigated and propagated against, that this very movement ordained in heaven for the purposes of liberation of Biafra land shall accomplish its mandate. That is why you are all here. Nothing more, nothing less. Therefore, I ask the Almighty in heaven, Chineke nanke purumi ihe niile. Onye ndị gboo na-etu ebighị ebi. Because you have no beginning and you have no end. Onye ọbụla naanị ya kere ihe niile ekere eke mana omega onye kere ya. Onye dị omimi wee karịa nghọta nke mmadụ dị ndụ. Onye ndị mmụọ ozi na-akpụ isi ala nye. Ọbụla dị ndị okenye oru abụọ na anọ na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na-asị na ịdị nsọ Chineke. Na nsọ ka Jehova dị. Therefore, this very solemn assembly to remember those that fought and died for us all over the world, starting from Japan in the east and will end in Los Angeles, California later on today. That their spirit, oh Heavenly Father, may be accepted unto heaven because they died fighting for a noble cause. They died doing that which you compelled them to do. And because of their sacrifice, because of their pain, because of our loss upon their lives, oh Heavenly Father, so will Biafra be restored, not to the glory of man, but to the glory of Chukwu Okike Abiyama Benigwe, forever and ever we pray. IPOB,
one family.
IPOB,
one family.
IPOB,
one family.
One family.
IPOB,
One family.
IPOB,
One family.
Biafra.
Holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior.
Why you delay? Come and save your nation. Why you delay? Come and save your nation. Oh, why you delay? Why you delay?
My father,
Don't you worry.
my mother,
Don't you worry. If I happen to die in the battlefield, never mind, we shall sing again.
I hear my kind of way. I hear my kind of way. And I go on there.
Yes.
Hey, thank you very much.
Rebecca Ulusi.
Biafra.
Rebecca Ulusi.
Biafra. Agamarapo Biafra. Gabeposa Kabiri. Agamarapo Biafra. Gabeposa Kabiri. Biafra Gadendo. Jigere wenu na ete.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. You've heard your leader, your spring leader. He's delivered the message to you. Let me point it. He delivered the message to us.
Yes.
Thank
To
you.
Biafra.
As I told you, I'm here to serve and I'm here to learn. He has given us the necessary information. One, we will never give up. Two, Biafra is ours.
Yes. Forever.
One, we will never give up.
Yes.
Two, Biafra is ours.
Yes.
The program we have at hand is we now go through the remainder of things we have to do. We have selected some readers to read the prayer and the names of these heroes we were talking about.